Hi, this is Ron Zakai, and this is Little Gay Guide, and this is election night in the United States, which means we are anxious AF. So today I'm going to get this as an excuse to talk about anxiety and self-care just a little bit. I think we're all a little tired of talking about Donald Trump itself and himself and what he's done and what he represents. So let's just talk about anxiety and self-care. And the points I want to make in this video are pretty straightforward. What can we do to mitigate the anxiety? How can we limit the sense of dread that we feel at the pit of our stomach? And how we can do better through tonight and however long this extends to. And to all of you viewers that are coming into this later in the future, looking back on this video and knowing what happened, know that I am very envious, if not remarkably so. I am both a little jealous and at the same time terrified that you might have still Donald Trump as president. But this is not about this. This is about anxiety. I want to start with the really simple point, which is feeling something is a-okay. Having a feeling is always okay. It's what we do with that feeling that matters. And when it comes to the way usually Americans deal with feelings is either subdue or suppress. And the way I deal with feelings is throw them at my partners, but that's a completely different story. Feeling what you're feeling is okay. Doing something with that feeling is what's important. In this video, we're going to talk about what can we do with those feelings, what can we do about those feelings, and how can we make ourselves feel better in an anxious time. One, take stock of your feelings. What it is you're feeling, why are you feeling it, what makes you feel that way, what do you plan to do with it, which gets us to point number 2. It's really important to reach out or to set up your support group. In my case, it's my chosen family, specifically my tribe here in San Francisco. You know, we were there before Trump. We were there after Trump. We will still be there after this is done, whichever result comes up. So your friends and your chosen family or your family or just your best friends will be the ones to lift you up. Reach out to them. Reach out to them now. Be preemptive about it. That's true for any anxious situation. Having that support system is actually, for me personally, the reason I stayed in San Francisco. For you, it can be many other reasons with many other variations of what a support group is. It could be your church group. It could be your leather group. It could be any one of those things that makes you feel belonging to a community. It will lift you up in those moments. Now, let's talk about today specifically when it comes to election. For us, a lot of people are glued to the TV, basically mainlining sensationalism and doubt. The TV's intentions and the mainstream media's intentions, or just media in general, is not to give you information. In most of the part, is to get you entertained or at the very least reactive. So I will get us to point number 3, which is for those of you that raises anxiety, please limit the negative. For me specifically, sometimes it's walking away from the TV. It's not looking at social media. I know for my husband, it's literally walking away from any news. And that was the case for the last 2 weeks because he just got drained out of it. Limit your negative. Downgrade it. If something makes you anxious, recognize that that's the anxiety where it stems from. That's the root of it. Walk away from it, limit it, dilute it. Which brings us to point number 4, and that is up the consumption of the positive. So whatever you can do around you that you know, especially within COVID, we've had 7 months worth of being with just ourselves. Take a moment today to do the things that you know will make you feel good. In a way, think of it as preloading the positive emotions, or at least walking away from the anxiety. Take the time. Take the time to either, listen to good music or your playlist. Set up good food for tonight, drink something, eat something, spend some good time with people that make you laugh or at least make you smile. Watch something that makes you smile or makes you laugh. For us, it'll be food. I am a very huge proponent of comfort, and comfort food are one and the same, so it's probably going to be a lot of eating tonight. I personally call it preloading on PTSD self-care because if anything came from the last time we did this, which was 2016, this is PTSD, and I know that tonight is going to be one of those very disruptive, rife moments. The good news is we survived it. We're here. The bad news is we're still going to feel the things we're going to feel. Which brings me to the very last point, and probably the most important one, which is we never control our circumstances. Never. You do not control your circumstances. But, newsflash, you control your response. So even though it sounds like a submissive statement in which, things can happen and anything can happen at any moment, the reality, it's a very empowering one, and one we need to remember specifically for today. You are empowered by your responses. Even though none of us can really change circumstances, you can change your response. And when we do it collectively, we can change society. Hopefully today is one of those days that we have collectively bettered society by changing our responses. Side note into politics, this is a really important point. Democracy is a work in progress, and your participation is key. I think the United States, American citizens finally learned that. I hope that is the case. But bringing back to the point, you do not control your circumstances, you control your response. Your control extends to where this and this does something in response to something else. You own that. You don't own anything else. And that is the most liberating thought out there. So, before anything, take stock of your feelings, opt to positive, limit the negative, preload on self-care, and the very, very last point is control your response. It's up to us. It has always been up to us. This has been Little Gay Guide. Thank you very much. I'm Ron Zakai. Good luck to all of us tonight. See you on the other side.